TV. Aha, and I'm not carrying the war.
Ashanti Prime TV, and I'm telling you, no boy, my Jimega. You do yourself to the air, nay, and some Cassian Qua, so pet and some no credit, a tea, and now will pass and papa. I want Ashanti mem, Ghana memo baby, we are some baby, a tea, share Ashanti Prime TV, a horn and a creno, and walk. Me see Ashanti Prime TV. So, but you tea news, super, and now pe baby, and some my air cannon. Unko busu obi na ope nokure wo mu a hwe Ashanti Prime TV nokure no ahanko ana wo
Ebusian for Medina Queen Amadi Miss Culture Global 2025. Keep watching Ashanti Prime TV. Ashanti Prime TV there aha and anokre and all.
Ashanti Prime TV. Aha and anokre and all. Ashanti Prime TV. Aha, and I'm not carrying the war.
And Pimpino, Yama Yawon Abewiase, and to me and Como and Fa one Abrabomo. Now so, Unim say, what Jidie, and what one number for Fumo. Unim say Obabano, and Nasa Obabemano, Era Skuma, and Okura Tibia for Fumo. The answer is no. Unim Hore. And Nutina Ashanti Prime TV. Yadi jumedi bi a yato ne din say campus experience jumedi we baba be boa ama awofo nom ehunu ni a omanom efemu wabra o school mu. Students nowadays go through challenges in life and most especially on campus. Are you a young girl or are you a young boy who is finding life crucial on campus and want to talk to us? Then worry not, because you are at the right place at the right time. Campus experience is here for you. Miniaba, and then miniabema. A tepe and a how, and na say a tepe na wado wako fra, e was school, and it was so jaya, won't to minyai. A uniboniana, a yabrabomon samana, a teacher nibina empo or tatawo. Wako rush society be more opposite ufrima, and into untimi frimo. Jumadi e babeboa, amania untumi na yaboa. Amani na abanewiye ewe dwumadi yi so no me ne a teacher fo a wa redare adekire mu na owo tema ema enkwala mamefo empenfo titiriu ene doctors ebetra se yadwendwene ekwan a ye befa so ama sa tibia na opese ugyan no abanewiye enti hwebe Saturday ya ebai ene Saturday bia 10 a.m. ekopem 11:30 a.m. ewo Ashanti Prime TV. For more inquiries and for sponsorship, please contact 0538 982 898. I repeat, 0538 982 898. Campus experience. Let students feel at home.
Ashanti Prime TV. Aha, and I'm not carrying the war.
Ashanti Prime TV, and I'm telling you, no boy, my Jimega. You do yourself to the air, nay, and some Cassian Qua, so pet and some no credit, a tea, and now will pass and papa. I want Ashanti mem, Ghana memo baby, we are some baby, a tea, share Ashanti Prime TV, a horn and a creno, and walk. Me see Ashanti Prime TV, so but you tea news super, and now pe baby, and some my air cannon. Unko busu obi na ope nokure wo mu a hwe Ashanti Prime TV nokure no ahanko ana wo.
Ebusian for Medina Queen Amadi Miss Culture Global 2025. Keep watching Ashanti Prime TV. Ashanti Prime TV there aha and anokre and all.
Ashanti Prime TV. Aha, and I'm not carrying the war. Ashanti Prime TV. Aha, and I'm not carrying the war.
And Pimpino, Yama Yawon Abewiase, and to me and Como and Fa one Abrabomo. Now so, Unim say, what Jidie, and what one number for Fumo. Unim say Obabano, and Nasa Obabemano, Era Skuma, and Okura Tibia for Fumo. The answer is no. Unim Hore. And Nutina Ashanti Prime TV. yɛde dwumadie bi a yɛato ne din sɛ campus experience. Dwumadie wei ɛba bɛboa ama awofoɔ nom ehunu nea ɔma nom ɛfɛ mu wabra ɔwɔ school mu. Students nowadays go through challenges in life, and most especially on campus. Are you a young girl or are you a young boy who is finding life crucial on campus and want to talk to us? Then worry not, because you are at the right place at the right time. Campus experience is here for you. Miniaba, and then Miniabema, a tepe and a how, and I say a tepe na wode walk of fra, it was school, and it was so jaya, won't to me. A uniboniana, a yabrabomun samana, a teacher ni bina empo or tatawo. What could society be more opposite with frima and into untimate frimo? Jumadi e babebois, amania untimate yanina, yabois, amanina, abanaway. I would make the isono. Mene a teacher for a retire at the chiremo na over tema emma and kwala mammy for and pay 32 any doctors a betrase yadin guinea a choir yabafaso ama sa tibiana opese ujino abadawi enti Saturday I any Saturday bia 10 a.m. ekopem 11:30 a.m. ewo Ashanti Prime TV. For more inquiries and for sponsorship, please contact 0538 982 I repeat, 0538 982 898. Campus experience. Let students feel at home.
Ashanti Prime TV. Aha, and Anokwari no wo.
Ashanti Prime TV and I'm telling you no boy, my Jimeja, you do yourself to the nay and Samakasiam.
Your godliness. Keep your environment clean. Let's keep Ghana clean.
And the man would see a pan is many a be a gramonio. But the moment perform in Brenum, that book. And so if you can get on the waist here, and not the enemy, my soul. A vampire can say, Raddy, and Mamma Lily behind me. And my dad for the behind Jimmy, and I saw me back. And my color behind Jimmy, and in my bushia. And so my son, what you go to them. On my fish, one, what you go bassa. That's the dear big man who cry. They died behind the court. Just walk off for what be fear. Now, Bubunia must say, one minor. And nobody, and you pass so cry. As someone may catch your man is there. Oh, my, you feel me can't get here. And one, a day, and the ever. And one, so let's say, one minor.
Walk rock it on Ghana.
Ashanti Prime TV. Aha, and I'm not carrying the wall.
Ashanti Prime TV, and I'm telling you, no boy, my Jimeja. You do have said to the nay and some Cassian Qua, so pet and some no credit, a tea, and now will pass some papa. I want Ashanti mem, Ghana memo baby, we are saying baby, a tea, share Ashanti Prime TV, a horn and a creno, and walk. Me see Ashanti Prime TV. So open to news super and now open baby and someone here can unkobusu will be now pen no kure share Ashanti Prime TV no kure no ahanko ana wo
Ebusian for me the Queen Amadi Miss Culture Global 2025. Keep watching Ashanti Prime TV. Ashanti Prime TV there aha and anokre and all.
Ashanti Prime TV. Aha, and I'm not carrying the wall. Ashanti Prime TV. Aha, and I'm not carrying the wall.
Empempi no, yema ya won abewi ase, entumi ni enkomo emfa won abrabo mu. Nanso unim se wo gidie e wo namfofo mu. Unim se obaba no anase obaba ma no ewura school ma enoko wura tebia foforo mu. The answer is no. Unim ho hwe. Enti na Ashanti Prime TV. Yedi dwumadi bia yato experience. Dwumadi we baba beboa ama awofonom ehunu nia omanom efemu wabra or school. Students nowadays go through challenges in life, and most especially on campus.
Ene eyefiada opepon bosumene de toso enkuno e wa fimpimienu eni adwenu nsie mu premu ato e wa Ashanti Prime TV so emranson sense ma mensa kan wo my Ghana ne amahodo so ni edikan edit yosemfo aso ne so no akrutie e de gukrata so e de amamene me de ba besom wo se prime e wi aprem to bre kase ense me wi me de ba besom no e do so yi ni edima koti ne bi enie e Ghana mampanyi His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Eden Sembi after abontin sounds not a course and no say to for abibio and so akasanse when in some European kind the barber some it was media sanse me imagine pini dia we akase bo be some media mejes wo and the mess now start we try me ho aba. Afei Brian na me fakase boni twemu ensomo Ghana mampanyi His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ene wakasa e de ato abonte se nkane eye tumi krata ne de ma eye TV stations ahodra na edin eda so eye TV licenses no eye adia ene omoden sesaye abama wo sesadi ni mpona afei so sesaye ahodra akase se ne din a ode ba beto so eye public eye media levy Masan so sesa eye nneema kakra ewo ma eno no ebeboa ama eye TV stations ahodro no mudwumadie akonkan.
With regards to the so-called TV license, and I think that our thinking is going in the same direction to amend that law to make it a public media levy of some sort. And we're going to change the range of that levy so that it's better able to mobilize funding in order to be able to subsidize the work of the public media. And so when we are ready, it will be discussed in cabinet, but we'll discuss with you what our thinking is before we finally go to Parliament and amend the law. I'm sure that with some of the suggestions we've got, it will be able to raise the amount of funding that it brings in and make you better able to do your work. Your minister levy of some sort, and we're going to change the range of that levy so that it's better able to mobilize funding in order to be able to subsidize the work of the public media. And so when we are ready, it will be discussed in cabinet, but we'll discuss with you what our thinking is before we finally go to Parliament and amend the law. I'm sure that with some of the suggestions we've got, it will be able to raise the amount of funding that it brings in and make you better able to do your work. Your minister brought the issue of the legacy debts to us. And so what I've asked him to do is just to make sure that you keep up with the current bill. We're going to ring fence the legacy debt, and then we're bringing it to the attention of the Chief of Staff to find the funding to be able to defray the legacy debt so that it does not continue to be a charge. We must discuss a new funding model to see how we can make you better able to discharge the mandates that you have. You've mentioned several things, and we're waiting to receive your proposals. I believe that you have the capacity and the assets to be able to modernize GBC. I mean, you sit on prime property in this city, and I believe that we can leverage some of those assets to create a more modern digital GBC that is more fit for purpose than in the past. We are reviewing the Constitution. The Constitutional Review Committee presented their report to me, and it is my hope that Chapter 12 that has served us well since 1992, we look at it again and see how we can tweak it in order that, you know, the media, the chapter on the media creates a better environment, especially for public media to be able to do its work. We'll continue to work with the National Media Commission. So there's no way we countenance, you know, the continued assault on journalists. So we've been in touch with the Ghana Journalists Association on these issues. We put them in touch with the security services. We need a reorientation of many of our security personnel to understand that just as they're doing their job of providing peace and safety, journalists are also doing their job of informing the people as to what is happening. So they're not antagonistic to each other. Indeed, they're both serving the same public. Yeah, so we're working on it. But occasionally these things will come up. But when they come, they must be dealt with, you know, as firmly as possible. The Minister of Government Communication has taken it up. I think the officers have been identified, they've been interdicted, and an investigation is ongoing. But we won't countenance assault on journalists. They've been interdicted, and an investigation is ongoing. But we won't countenance assault on journalists.
When the noise stops, what remains? A relapse into dangerous economic experiments, a relapse into lawless governance, a relapse into predatory partisanship, a relapse into patterns of deception that Ghanaians have seen before and rejected before. The manufactured miracle. We are all told Ghana has turned a corner. GDP grew by 6%, inflation fell sharply, the cedi appreciated by over 40%. Success, they say, victory, they claim. But at what cost? And for what benefit? The Bank of Ghana shall gain. How can an institution that is not making losses transfer losses it has not made? Gold Board explains that the program is funded by the Bank of Ghana, sits on their books, so any losses are theirs. The governor was elevated by President Mahama, and before the elevation, he was one of the beneficiaries of the Attorney General's Nolly Prosecco. He faced charges for his previous role at the central bank. Those charges are discontinued through Nolly Prosecco, and then he was elevated to governor. He faced the institution that funds the Gold for Reserves program, the institution whose balance sheet bears the $214 million loss, the institution that should have provided rigorous oversight. Under governor's watch, these losses occurred. What we witness is not a decisive fight against Galamsey. It is a loss of state control. Tragic expression at Elwag Stadium, where job seekers were packed into unsafe conditions for a recruitment exercise, leading to a deadly stampede. To date, Ghanaians deserve fuller transparency on investigations, accountability, and the measures in place to prevent any reoccurrence. This anniversary is a time for clarity, courage, and action. Our job is to insist on sustainability, legality, and fairness, to defend the Constitution, to speak for abandoned farmers, to project judicial independence, to demand
Nafo a yɛne ɔmo ti mantamu efimu adwumamu enyina bebotwi akɔto abade ama no 2024 aba yɛ kɔ akɔtwi yɛta Dr. Mahmoud Bawomi 2026 31st January aba yɛ kɔ akɔtwi yɛta Dr. Mahmoud Bawomi akyi sɛ yɛ candidate na afei ɔmampanyina nyame yɛ adom a yɛbɛwini na yɛdi no ama Ghana 2028 abafu nhwehwemu dwumadi odiye nhyehyɛeɛ foforɔ no de baeɛ te sɛ domestic gold purchase program ene awo gold board na yenyina Ghanafoɔ yedi ho mfaso no enema ekeka ho saa ne de eka ho bebree yenyina yɛ adansidifoɔ no begye di sɛ Dr. Bawumia edasoronko enipa bebree contest no ewomuso obia sefata nanso di ogina pono a ye gidi sɛ obema Ghana etu mpon a yepe na Ghana akogina baabi a ebeboa wo aboa me na aboa obi bia oyɛ Ghana ni bia no ɛnu nti na yetu na mo yi sɛ yɛta Dr. Mahmood Bawomi achipa
omodo no mo ko but medie medi na chi 2023 na me say di na chi biom because osi ehu sɛ wo hwa ade anu a obia qualify but ono na di kanya ye nim sɛ obetimi ayɛ adwuma no ama MPP nti bibia ni ho a ɛyɛ bɔne sɛ de metifi aduri medwene na me ne me nkrofo so a mudi machi tu aba ma me bedwene sɛ ye nyina ye nhwɛ ye chengi a na kyɛ sɛ yɛsansan ye chi ɔse yɛ toa so abrabɔ de yɛ toa so yɛ nsan
we obi a wote port asipa na wohwɛ ne mframa na ɛbɔ no a Dr. Mahmood Bawomi mframa adinja me kasa me mako parliamentary elections 4 times e wolemble na ye juma in the last 8 years as vice president na ye juma as flag bearer inu ni modern boss na etie ye party no idinkugu o 2024 election na mom untumi mfa sumbone modo Dr. Mahmood Bawomi anko ha ya ban no na neme bia anko ye na Ghana for da no mani e de kire NDC na wo hwe Ghana bakosema first time party a not this opposite team the majority in parliament eso tie 2020 nte hona decline as I said eba wo hwe 2020 ne 169 eba 137 nte ho na ko say itumi transi na ehye yie na program party bia na cycle sisi ana ya betina fie ide do what mistakes na sober reflection nti sisi ano akasa ebesan akoye homework na asa babiom
since ye lusu ye a report about the various search ayaye nyina no enkyerese Dr. Mahmood Bawomi na ma MPP ye lusu ye all over the world we economic factors and as the challenges e buy no Ghana ye nye exceptional na ye de gidi se ye wo history the two political parties e wo Ghana no is as a candidate echo no nya certain percentage I don't think say prudent say ye besesa no Dr. Mahmood Bawomi edamufu a ye de ne kwa Ghana for ebeton and ninti na ma enne ye nipa 118 no ya kan boom say ye be ye preko no nya certain percentage I don't think say prudent say ye besesa no Dr. Mahmood Bawomi edamufu a ye de ne kwa Ghana for ebeton and ninti na ma enne ye nipa 118 no
Asante koto kora eye otumfo say to the second ene wakasa ede adesrede ato Ghana Police Service and so besere won so mo person my Ghana hanum say na say Ghana Police Service omumudie ekosro padia ne woso mo twe mo ho edifri eya keta asehye proye ene kankan ne ensem fatanyi ne woso mo twe mo ho edifri sa ne ma ne ho.
And the police headquarters was somewhere that I feared very much. Because every time that I'm driving from the ring estate to the main ring road, you see the police headquarters and you find this place is something that you don't joke with.
So,
and now I'm here and I realize that today the atmosphere is more friendly, brotherly, and of service to the community. So, I came to encourage you. Ghana needs you most. Ghana relies on you for peace. The security of Ghana internally depends on you. And therefore, we don't take it for granted. Police should be a calling. This profession must be a calling. If you don't have a practice, I would advise don't go, because I don't take it for money. You should be devoted, you should have the heart. You should have a compassion for people. And therefore, that is why when I had the opportunity this morning, and then I'm here now, to say that I appreciate you, Ghana, I appreciate that. I get to know that. Let us do it properly. Let us talk so whoever comes to know that seniority and qualified people will be able to take over. Lobbying and using political sitting in Kumasi, I only have a moral authority. I don't have a political authority. And that also...
Yanso akasi abone so ewo enkran pumpuni mante mukopie mu ewo honoma eye Accra Metropolitan Assembly penifo mo da no na afen so eye mrahibedwafo ahodo mo eye enkran pumpuni mante mu ate won ho agu abontene so sesesei no ade ode aso abofo mampuntunwuma ahodo bebre eba bekoso ewo enkran pumpuni mante mu.
So far, new chip compounds, renovation of hospitals, Mokola markets, no, renovative, and boreholes, and routes in Subi. It's when you share boss, and Yamiadum, Yamaya Wodia, starting. Sika, IGFI, Kasa. Internal generated funds. And a common fund, Your Excellency John Dramani Mahama share and boa. Or the Ama assemblies, say, find development, and then I be a development, Jumawe, Acha, Ubia, the Acha 5 months. We have to finish. North Carnation Pentecost, Carnation Methodist, Mamprobi Market, Bishop Girls, Ayalolo Catholic Schools, Roman Boys, Bubuashi, Bubui, Mokose, and Bubuashi communities. I've seen what we have done, and there are many more things we are going to do. I'm giving the traders in Accra up to the end of January. Please, they should move back to the normal red line so that we all live in peace. By the end of January, I am going to clear the streets. This time I'm not putting human face in it because I've been talking to people, I've been walking to them for some time now. The media, you can see how I link up with them. So I beg everybody, I beg the traders, I beg the queen mothers, they should listen to me and move from the streets. This Saturday, we are starting the cleanup again, and we all see what happened in December. The market women got to town by 4 a.m. They were in town. When I got to town by 6, they have cleared everywhere. And I'm promising them that if they do the same thing by 6, 7 when we get to town and they have swept everywhere is clean, we'll allow them to open their shops if even it's 7 o'clock. It's a promise I'm giving.
Also for sure, may insase any obadi any pastor eyon munyam for Emmanuel Amako Fibua. Ene wakasa edi ato abonte say adia Ghana man penye His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Yeshe eya afiba ku etwimodi ebu o man Ghana na ekire say adia His Excellency ewo ne mapapa edema o man Ghana de hye. No den sim nyina ato abonte na broad na probo ekopie mu ewo eye Ghana Atomic Energy Commission penimfo asoye.
Nkrofo wiwia ese ebo ho ban we hwe Ghana Atomic Energy botan ti ayede yesi ho ehia papa bibia ye aduane a yebedi in the future are great niema pia Atomic Energy boy energy ankasa ehia no na ye ti asisia no ye entrance forever. And then Tessie bought as I see who buy not for us but for future generation. We share waste. This is your information age. Obia use computer, across use computer. You use your TV, any other gadgets, social aluminum products. Niamana say I'm funny. So you create a center to process them. And manage them sustainably. I just said, we in our area in the consequences soon. The UA centers there. And your crowd one as I say about more than a year, making sure say expanding every region, making sure every district. They protecting a way of managing waste sustainably for the long term. And not here, Papa. Foundry, Ocean near my debut important. Steel bridges, Nema Pia, road construction, a big push. Somewhere a Juma, Nema P or what, Yavinian or her, just a MIM walker. Your marker chair and say, equipment, no, be her. I can't be a server.
You say that the second equipment we need to pay 68 million cities to bring it. And obviously, the cost of installation is not part of it.
And Amumbia, you to do a Yabayana.
From the mines, agri, roads, civil works, machine manufacturing. Indeed, this is what we have designed. We, part of the raw materials, scraps, part of the raw materials, be import what we call pig iron.
Additionally, my mentor Akasia Bono so from na Social Security and National Insurance Trust and ye Trinity a friend assassinate in the name penny for Akasa Edia Twabonson. Says a share and as it will be a year Juma and as a merson so kona humijima. A ya humijia musica and here the momono. A dear penny for who says he can is 20 say no. Says he can chronomodi or handy to move a do 10%. I can see car nay a year pension for an assassinate. Edema a year pension for no more than 10% I can home.
Approval from the National Pension Regulatory Authority. It was decided that the overall indexation rate for 2026 for our pensioners is 10%. That means every pensioner on our pension payroll is going to get an increase. This 10% is not across board because we want to make sure that those on the lower pension bracket are receiving more and their pensions are growing faster than those receiving the high pensions. Because of that, we do what we call redistribution. Redistribution is just a method where we take from those on the high pensions and bring it down and give it to those on the low pensions. And because of that, we have done redistribution in line with the solidarity principle of social security. And for that redistribution, every member or every pensioner on our pension payroll as of 31st December 2025 is going to get a pension increase of 6% across board. And after that 6%,
a Center for Democracy and Socio-Economic Development. I Trinity a friend is CDS Africa. And the Omakasa Edia Twabonte some best rare a year so ye of show me Apumudin Sem so and I think so His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Say one more awful been more moko a was so bana sebi and crano Eddie Dem Kakra. Yes, I am more motor some of Frana, your mubre ye penton best rare. I'll buy and I'll think so. So, yeah, shall Pumudin Sem was one share. Now, one more one now, or share more fra wedi dem.
Ba Sebi or what developmental disability in Kwan as so soon. Yen and I in sum. Yan shall quire ye faswa. Ye beti miama inclusive education policy no. Yatremu ako public schools. Ensa one day, but ye shall see en kakra. Yensu ye bedruho. Ebia sisi ayenti mi nyasa abofra ne ntena school anopa sisi ebepon ba ye kas yes ye shas ye mpo say day bia 3 hours akola ne medi wo school ye betre makọ 4 hours ye betre makọ 5 hours ye ne beba ye ho so no na ye timi aye de wo say ye sabi nye de bia na wo say ye kwan ho hia de for us as a country but enema nkitinkiti bi nso so ene akese bi nso so ho hia
research ye na ye ya fa edwuma caregivers are or more with disability no. You say tumping we be ha edwuma ni nyina beda almost more munya na e wo form but na ye ntia se emududo sen enenya moafri aban ho emududo sen nenya moafri abusuafo ho emududo sen ena enya moafri school ho na ebimu so person do mo bako school problem is being ena o mo face o ma pomodi eni no mo face nti ye nyina ye be hia dwendwen fa kwan ye be fa so a ema brena e wo caregivers among crowd with disability kwan me so be fa so a ema na akofo so the beya o mo man betimi adi no mo ankasa so betimi adi en dwumadi e pese ye ba ese ye ba be ye ne ye no solution de buy and I say impepenso e digina ene say here concept you find arise and the first one say advocacy they say you moving from say disability yes say obi na kodi boni bi ana so ye bibi ntina masaba so na ye may nyina say a part of human development one until ye advocacy the other ones ye reform na ye reform here the reform here disability fund we want to make sure say sika say community dwumade say omode ye no omode ya ade kro no and then inclusion say nkra na betimi akọ school.
If you look at Ghana, our educational curriculum starts with crèche, you know, and it's from age 4, you know. So what happens to all children who are from age 0 to age 4? In the cities we can have nurseries, but in our rural communities it means that the children are supposed to be left with the women, and that means that it will reduce the time they would have spent doing productive work. And if you have a regular child, they already
Chipe e kra e one of torments ni mu e wo fra omantem Nene Oduani Ekopio Mohono Macher for school more friend a crew at the share or Hono Medo Mother's ready after us. Yes, Shango Messian Sam so and I think so His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and Miss Wamebo, Miss Ansobe PM Ewichi pair. A JHS or Honum near ma and Mofrebe here, no Modia Siadia, more Medician Sam Akoye Yadia, and Huaquache, Ewoye, Pentobes and penning for so may one more Ewasani Manaho.
And then here is the Form 1 and 2, they combine in one class. As the Form 3, they are in the shade. If you are teaching them and someone is passing by or a motorbike or car pass by, they tend to watch and then their concentration will no more be in the class. And if you go to Form 1 and 2, as that place, if 2 teachers are teaching at the same time over there, the echo in the class made difficult for the learners to pick what the teacher is saying, and it distracts them a lot. And most of the times too, if teacher did not get to the class there, they make a lot of noise because 2 classes are being combined. The school people, they go to the bush to ease themselves, and most of the times they go there and they come back to complain that snakes are chasing them and then they cannot ease themselves. So we have to allow them to go home. Before they return, the instructional time is already used. We don't have water in the school. And the one they have in the community, sometimes you go there and it's locked. So unless you go there on time before you get it, and it's even a hard water for them to drink. So we are pleading the government and other NGOs can also help us so that we have all these things solved. We are only few in the JHS, only 3 teachers in the JHS. 3 teachers to handle all the 8 subjects. So we don't teach French here, that is why I say 8 subjects. It's supposed to be 9.
So we are pleading with the government and then the non-governmental agencies to come to their aid, to come and build a befitting school building for them, so that they can also sit comfortably and then learn. Because the competition is not in Chikpe alone, neither is in North Tongue alone. The competition in education is in the whole country. So if there is someone that is deprived from good learning, and that person is going to compete someone who is learning in Achimota Basic School, the competition is that that person at Achimota will be graded at 100, and then the one at Chikpe will be deprived, so he will be graded at 20%, or sometimes, if God willing, 30%. So you see that they are deprived hardly. There is no achievement going on. So we are pleading that the government should come to their aid and then do the borehole for them, the building, and then a small canteen in addition to the toilets, so that they will stay in the campus and then learn for us.
My appeal go to the president through the DCE.
Akasi one so ani efiri my Ghana na edi ani akwa kopie mu e wa ma hodro so ensem ene European Union and afenso so Egypt ehia to adwene ahwe kwan obefa so say eye Israel and as yem fan say Egypt any Israel Gaza any Hamas entokwa amane homene su bebrebe na kwan obefa so na obia etumi de nakode egu fom.
Gaza Phase 2 calls for the establishment of a board of peace to oversee the peace process. Egypt and the EU said the body should begin its work without further delay.
In Gaza,
The situation is extremely severe still. Hamas refuses to disarm. It blocks progress to the next stage of the peace plan. At the same time, Israel also is restricting the international NGOs that are putting humanitarian aid access at serious risk. Without the NGOs, aid cannot reach the necessary at the necessary scale in Gaza. There is no justification for the humanitarian situation in Gaza to have deteriorated to the current level.
We are waiting for the American side to start, as the plan is related to President Trump. Therefore, the American side will soon announce all the specifics, especially related to the Gaza Peace Board and the Technocrat Committee, as it's very important.
السلام العالمي وأيضا لجنة التكنوقراط لما لها من أهمية بالغة.
Under Donald Trump's plan, the Board of Peace is supposed to supervise a new technocratic Palestinian government in Gaza and the deployment of an international stabilization.
Zambia assigns the Decrata Ekoto IMF penny for any so assign so air pebbles in a bimne Zambia minus a CGNA.
The IMF said on Wednesday no reason was given for the decision. The ECF was agreed in 2022 to help Zambia stabilize its finances after defaulting on its international debt 2 years earlier. A one-year extension would have released an additional $145 million and kept IMF monitoring in place. Zambia is facing double-digit inflation ahead of August general election. The government is projecting an improved financial forecast for 2026, predicting that the budget deficit will fall by more than half and the growth. The government is projecting an improved financial forecast for 2026, predicting that
Yanso akasi abone so ewa Nigeria mainum eye Borno State eho ena governor ohonom eye governor Zulum ene one ne mpanimfo ate won ho egu abontene so ehwe schools ahodo a ewa Borno State na niema school mofra no ehia na omo nso ahwekon befa so betumi afa ede aboa se de beye beboa na Nigeria mainum ngomasuansem etumi akonkan.
To Damasak, headquarters of Abadam Local Council by Governor Babagana Zulum, turning the quiet morning into a moment of accountability. His first stop, Damasak Central Primary School, where aging walls whispered stories of neglect and classrooms pleaded for attention. The governor moved from block to block, inspecting dilapidated structures with a clear purpose to chart an immediate response that will return dignity to learning. Guiding the inspection was the Education Secretary, Ibrahim Mohammed Kareto, who briefed the governor on the challenges confronting the school, from infrastructure decay to shortages of essential learning materials. Governor Zulum assured that the school will receive necessary teaching and learning aids, stressing that a child's mind flourishes best in an environment that is safe, equipped and inspiring.
I'm happy because we were able to resolve one of the major problems that we are facing in the education sector, which is human resources for education. All primary school teachers in Borno State are receiving their minimum wage. 1. 2, we are looking forward to provide accommodation for teachers in these LGS.
The inspection continued at a newly constructed Mega High Islamic School, soon to be commissioned. Here, the governor reaffirmed his vision to see children leave the streets for classrooms, declaring his resolve there. The governor also inspected a 20-unit housing facility in Damasak, assessing it for rehabilitation. The plan, he said, is to allocate the homes to health workers and teachers, those who...
Channel Facebook Live, Ashanti Prime TV, YouTube, Ashanti Prime TV, and our TikTok, and say Ashanti Prime TV. We shall no comment, or like and or share Eddie Amame. And some of the best more Elcassia Bokwan, so we in a dos, ye near the Makutini be in ye. Aya Crobia Santa Coto Kura, Ayan and Utun 482 the second. Edina this ready at Ghana Police Service anymore. Sounds na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Ekasa at the Fejinaya Wesi Ediafa Ayan 712 for home. and same way in some outdoor peer can am the best some more or Cassia Walkine so. Ya meje penny back in kind and if you ada primary apram to break us the mamo. So she am a want to dear mejeso and a miss now sat. Macrobi and Yami Adumejo ada Yibishia.
Ashanti Prime TV. Aha, and I'm not carrying the wall.
Ashanti Prime TV, and I'm telling you, no boy, my Jimega, you do have safe to the nay and some Cassian Qua, so pet and some no credit, and now will pass some papa. I want Ashanti mem, Ghana memo baby, we are saying baby, a tear, share Ashanti Prime TV, a horn and a creno, and walk. Me see Ashanti Prime TV. So people tie news pa and now pe baby and someone ye can unko busu obi na pe no kure wo mu a hwe Ashanti Prime TV no kure no ahanko ana wo
Ebusian for me the Queen Amadi Miss Culture Global 2025. Keep watching Ashanti Prime TV. Ashanti Prime TV there aha and anokre and all.
Ashanti Prime TV. Aha, and I'm not carrying the wall. Ashanti Prime TV. Aha, and I'm not carrying the wall.
And Pimpino, Yama, ya won abeya say, and to me ni and come and fa one abrabomo. Now so, unim say, what would Jidie and what one number for